What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebrous Infinite, and one of the more fun late game things to do in Nightingale is to use elemental ammo in combat. Generally, this stuff's pretty hard to get your hands on a lot of. Most people just resort to farming ammo from vaults, and then use what little supply they can build up for a few fights. But today, I'm going to tell you how to seize the means of production and craft your own elemental ammo, mass-producing bullets that can easily one-tap an apex creature or fabled creature. If you enjoy the video, maybe consider subscribing to stick around. But now, let's jump into gem gathering alongside the best precious metal to use for elemental bullets. So for the first gem we're after, amber, which is what we'll be using to make lightning ammo. This stuff's very easy to get your hands on. You could get amber in any biome on any difficulty up until 100. Though the higher you go in realm score, the less amber you'll see, so aiming for a lower realm score can help with amber rates. We'll play a forge card to increase our ore harvesting rates. It doesn't appear to benefit gem drops, though I haven't done a super in-depth comparison, just a ton of mining, but it seems like the only thing that boosts gem rates is Oberon's bounty. We'll play forge anyway as we're out here mining, so it'll benefit whatever else we mine along the way. Amber looks the same as ruby currently, so you could be sure what you're mining is amber by looking at its gear score, which is 40, whereas ruby is 100. With amber, you don't need to set up a dedicated realm for it. Instead, try to combine it into a realm you're already using as a burner realm. For me, I use my desert herbarium that I use for gathering salt. Its realm score is 60, so well enough below 100, and I just gather amber as I gather salt. I also pick up copper here too, though we won't be using that for today's crafting. Sadly, forge won't benefit the coal or salt we mine, but it will benefit the copper rates, which is nice because you need copper for a few late game components. But still, even without a miner card boosting our rates, with Oberons alone, it's very easy to walk out of a realm with a good 1 to 200 gems to use for crafting per run. Then when you need more amber, you just reset the realm and you'll have plenty more to harvest. So again, just try to combo amber harvesting with other resources you might be gathering in realms with a score below 100. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, diamond. This starts showing up at 100 and increases in rates the higher you go up until 220, where diamond is the most common. For this, again, you'll want to combine it with something else you need to farm. I've needed to set up a swamp ascended astrolabe for a bit here, so that's where I'll be doing my diamond farming. Again, we'll head off to the caves of the map. Swamps generally only have 2 caves in them, and we'll mine our diamond here. Diamond is used for ice ammunition, which has a great damage bonus on top of slowing enemies, allowing for easy crits. It's probably the best elemental ammo, so you'll want to stock up on a good chunk of diamonds. Now for the more elusive gem types, starting with emerald. Emerald starts showing up at a realm score of 100 and has diminishing returns up until 220, where diamond overtakes most of its spawns. So realistically, you could choose any realm. The only key thing here is the biome. For our emerald farming, we'll set up another burner portal, this time to a swamp ascended antiquarian realm, as emeralds only spawn in swamps. I tested all the realm difficulties here and came up with some interesting results. When set to easy, emerald doesn't seem to spawn at all, being fully replaced by amber. Then on medium, most spawns will be emerald as well as amethyst, which we'll pick up too, though it's not necessary for ammo crafting. Then on hard, there were more diamond spawns, and on extreme, I was lucky to find 1 emerald node in a cave. So for farming emeralds, you want to play any swamp ascended realm on medium difficulty, and you'll have tons of emeralds to use for crafting and for ammunition. There are, again, just 2 and sometimes 3 caves in a swamp, but the easiest way to find caves is by looking for infestations, as caves will always have an infestation in them. You can also look for a Fey portal near an infestation too for a for sure cave every map. To find these easily, just complete the Fey Tower of the Realm to unlock all locations in the map. Then, thinking of getting the most we can while we do our resource runs through the swamp here, we'll come off to Ari's house, the Bhutan build, and demolish it for its resources. Gilded wood, carved wood, ceramic, and more. This house is great for stocking up on necessary building supplies, saving you time and effort later on. And beyond that, we'll also gather titanium, the aforementioned amethyst, and Titan's fingernail while we're here. Then we're off to a desert for rubies, which spawn in a similar fashion to emeralds, where medium difficulty in an ascended realm is your best bet for getting the most spawns. We'll then run through the tower here so we could play the Forge Miner card, which will be very useful this time around as we'll need a ton of silver for our ammunition. We'll be using silver because it's very plentiful and doesn't have too many uses outside of the fact that it's a precious metal, and doesn't have the best stats, so we'll use it pretty much solely for elemental ammo here. Even just one run through of a desert with forage and oberons while gathering silver, and you'll have enough for thousands of bullets with our crafting approach. Then we'll come to the caves to get rubies. There really isn't anything else worthwhile in the desert caves, so gathering ruby, diamond, and maybe some gold or extra silver that spawns along the way. Again, ruby looks pretty much exactly like amber here, but you could tell it out from having a gear score of 100. And then lastly, we'll come off to the pagoda build, Jiang's place, and demolish it for its resources too. You'll be getting way more than you can carry on this run, so make sure you use your recruit to store the silver and pagoda mats, but also have their behavior with fueling stations turned off so you don't lose your gilded lumber. And the last gem we'll be talking about today, Sapphire, which you can find in medium ascended realms with a forest biome. You don't actually use Sapphire for crafting ammo, but it felt wrong to talk about all the other gemstones and then just leave out Sapphire, so we'll cover that quickly, plus another late game miscellaneous material that you'll want to farm a lot of. We'll play a forge card as we'll be gathering Anidia and other mineable resources here, then we'll head off to a cave and mine sapphires. I can't think off the top of my head what they're used for, but it'll be good to have a stockpile of them just in case, and also as a burner gem for crafting alongside quartz. Sadly, you can't break down the stave house, so Ari wins this time. But maybe the most important thing we'll be gathering from medium ascended forests is marble. This is the only source of marble in the game, as a static spawn around points of interest in the forest in a medium ascended realm. It's very rare, but offers a decent crit bonus that when combined with other materials becomes very powerful. So we'll be making use of this in the future now that I've found a reliable source. But this is far from farming. In each realm, only 1 to 2 pieces of marble will spawn, so you have to search pretty much every POI to find a few and just start stockpiling. Some materials are super rare in this game, and marble is one of them, so having a source of it will benefit you in the future. So now that we have all we need, silver for the precious metal, our gems for the elements, and a bunch of extra resources along the way, then slap that together with some plain old gunpowder, which you could gather along the entire way here with coal and sulfur spawns, and you've got your elemental ammo on demand here. Playing the forge card will double our rates on crafting ingots and ammo, so we'll be able to mass produce any element we want. And if you followed my crafting setup from last week, you could do so with the push of a single button, crafting this all at will with crafting from storage. And so with that, you're now ready to unleash magical destruction on anything in your way. without having to conserve or even think about ammo. You could get some great effects, from Fire's massive damage and burn effect, Poison's equally huge damage buff and damage over time, Ice's freezing effect, slight buff, and the easy crits, and though lightning doesn't seem to do anything, it looks real cool. So hopefully you all enjoyed this guide. A lot of testing went into this, but I boiled it all down to the simplest method with just a few necessary burner realms. If you did enjoy, maybe consider hitting the thumbs up button, but for now, I will catch you all in the next one. Until then,